Welcome to Celestica and Terra. We are your hosts, Diane Coutu and Colleen Ludgate.
Hi.
So today we're going to be discussing shielding, protections, boundaries. If you're not familiar with that term shielding, this is a method that you use to protect your energy, particularly when you're around a lot of other people, in a big space, that kind of thing. And there's many different ways to do it. And we're going to discuss with you some of the ways you can do that, as well as how you can set some boundaries for yourself, which is very important, and protecting your energy.
Absolutely. Shielding, protection, boundaries is like one of the most important spiritual work that you can do for yourself. This is a tool that is a must. We'll start by protection. Protection is we have a toric field around our bodies. We are walking around, we're going to town, we're shopping, we're doing our everyday, biddings. But at the same time, we do not realize that if our protection, our shielding is not like tip top, we are facing all these masses of energies coming left, right, and center. And we come home and we bring those energies home, thinking they are ours, but they are not.
No, and it's not even just for empaths. I know that being an empath, you tend to feel that more throughout your entire body, through your mind, even on an energetic level. Someone who's not an empath, they might not experience it the same way, but they might start to wonder, well, why do I feel miserable right now? Or why am I achy? Why do I feel sick after coming in? There's all these little indications of absorbing negative energy around you. Even if you're not an empath, you can clearly see them if you know what to look for.
This is one of the most next to grounding yourself. This is one of the most important things. Just to give you an example, I used to dread going to the emergency room, and I didn't know why.
Doesn't, Diane.
Well, for sure. I didn't know why, because I would touch the emergency doors, and my hands would literally be in pain, and I couldn't figure out. That was before my second awakening, if you want to call it that. And then I was like, oh my God, like my hands are in pain. They're like suffering. And then I realized through, my own spiritual work, my own spiritual development, that I was literally feeling the pain of every person that walked through that door. And I thought, oh my God, for years, I was literally connecting to all these energies. And at the emergency, pretty much 90% of the people that touches those doors have a physical ailment.
There's pain there.
Yeah, it's all low frequency.
Pain, there's anxiety.
Yes, depression. And then you walk out of there and you're like, I feel worse than when I walked in. And sometimes you're not even there for yourself. You go there because a loved one needs help and they're at the emerge, and you're there for comfort and support. And you're like, I need comfort, I need support. I mean, as crazy as it sounds, but it really is.
Yeah.
And then once you realize that it is a must, and once you create that shield and you strengthen it, you see the night and day. And then you go, oh my God, I'm not walking out that door without my shield.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
we're going to give you a few tools that you can utilize for yourself. We are going to give you the the type of shielding and protection that we do on ourselves, and it has made a ton of a difference. For myself, I call on the armor of God. If you want to call it God, source, creator, and I ask that all levels of shielding of the creator, source, God, to be activated. And you literally imagine in your mind that you are this shield around you. This is like your armor, the breastplate, the helmet, the sword of truth, everything. And when I say a sword of truth, I do not mean you're going to war. I mean, you are shielding everything that is not of positivity and that can affect your energy throughout your day. Secondary, I would say, if you imagine yourself that you are in a cosmic shaped egg, and if you wanted to protect yourself from inflicting projections from other people, and those people may not really want to project their insecurities, their pain, their suffering on others. They might not even be aware that they are doing it.
Yes.
So now, what worked for me instantly is that I created this cosmic egg around myself, which we already have a cosmic egg. I just boosted it. And I imagined that I had mirrors. And if I'm at home and I'm not surrounded, with all these other conflicting frequencies of negative, positive energies that are not for my highest good, I can take it down. But also, before I walk out the door, I turn my shields. And my shields are like mirrors. And whatever comes at you that is not for your highest good and can affect your energy, your mood, your everything about you, when your mirrors are turned outside, then everything bounces back and it goes back with unconditional love back to its original source, wherever that is. And this way you're not creating karma. It's not vindictive. It's not harmful.
You're just sending it back where it came from and
Yes.
not worrying about it. It's not yours to deal with.
Absolutely. And you send it back to its original source with compassion and unconditional love.
And that's the thing.
Yes.
If you are reflecting negative energies back to someone, you don't want to do this with any kind of animosity involved.
No.
It's just, you're just sending it back to them and you're wishing them well.
Absolutely.
You don't want to say, no, you deserve this. This is your energy. You take it back. Because that's only going to create more negative energy coming at you. Remember that we receive what we put out. And if we're putting out that with intention to harm someone else, it's going to come back.
You couldn't have said it any better. Thank you for that, Colleen. Now, also, if you go to crowded places, let's say, and it's like, people are having bad day and you're just like absorbing without even knowing it. You are absorbing this energy.
We are sponges.
Yes.
For energy.
Cosmic sponges, absolutely, because we are energetic beings. We are all energy, electromagnetic. So we attract. We're like, it's like a magnet. We're like magnetizing to these energies. So if your shields are not up and are not like layered, you can actually layer it with white, pure white light. You can do the golden light. You can do the silver light. I put quadruple shields around my mirrors. I do not walk out that door because I've been on the other side of it and it didn't feel very well because you would by the time you get home at night, you're like, oh my god, like I feel drained, I have no more energy, what has happened to me, why do I feel
moody.
yeah, absolutely. So by doing this, you are creating this barrier of unconditional love and compassion for all the other people that may not even be aware that they are projecting these energies onto everyone around them. And this way, it's done in the most loving way for self and for everyone surrounding you throughout your day. Secondary, another thing that is as important as putting your shields is once you get home, and you don't even have to pay a lot of money. You could go to the dollar store, like literally, buy some pink Himalayan salts, and multiple times a week, if you are in a very toxic, regressive energy place regularly, daily, I would suggest that you add salt to your bath every day when you come home. If you do not have a bath, I have a solution as well. You could use a little pouch. These little, what do you call those little pouches? You can get them at the dollar store. They're like, for little bracelets or little...
just little like muslin bags.
Yes, yeah, something like that. And you could hang it on your shower and fill it up with salt and just stay under your shower head until the salt is all dissolved, and it will cleanse your energy. This is another way that works wonderfully.
So why don't you just explain for a moment why Himalayan pink salt? Because yes, you can use sea salt. I wouldn't recommend table salt. But there's a reason why Himalayan pink salt is better.
It collects ions. It collects electromagnetic energies. It collects energies. It's almost like we are sponges, but the pink Himalayan salt is also a sponge in its own right. It collects and it pulls it out of your body. It cleanses your body, and if you put it in, let's say you like a big tub full of water, I would add like half a cup to a cup, and it draws it out. It's like having an abscess. Mm-hmm. If you have an abscess in your mouth and you gargle like a little bit of salt, it will pull the infection out of your wound, right? It works the exact same way. It pulls it out of your feet, just like a magnet. It just draws it out. And then you can come out of the tub and you're like, oh, wow, this is my energy.
Pink Himalayan salt, just to help you better understand, it's used in the salt inhalers.
Yes.
If you've not seen one of these, just Google it online. Maybe I can pull up a picture here somewhere, but it's a salt inhaler, and you use it for breathing through. And it actually cleanses your respiratory system and can actually protect you from viruses. So, when there's illness going around, this is especially beneficial because you can go out there, you can breathe the air, and you know that you've been doing your salt breathing, and it's keeping your airways nice and clean and pure and free of those viruses. It's going to kill those viruses off when they try to enter your body.
And I will also add, if you are worried that it may dry out your skin, you can add a little bit of essential oils into your bath, like lavender, something that would be very relaxing. And also just, it makes your skin feels just amazing. It's like going to the ocean without going to the ocean. It helps everything. It just clarifies everything. You said it very well, Colleen. It clarifies everything, like the nasal, the respiratory systems. It cleans. It's almost like a detox. And in a sense, it is a detox.
Yes.
And people who do Reiki sessions will use a lot of pink Himalayan salt. And we are both Reiki practitioners, so we understand that this is like a must. It is a tool that we have multiple bags of in our house, and we use it continuously. So, and I'm going to go even further on this. If it is possible, you could actually buy yourself a pink Himalayan sea salt lamp. And
Yeah,
light-
those have actually become quite common, and
yes,
there's a lot of debate about them. A lot of people think, oh, well, no, it's just a nice looking lamp. It doesn't really do anything. Well, it does. It does cleanse the air. Now, the fact that it's a lamp is a decorative thing. Yeah, you put the light bulb in there. The light bulb does nothing. It just makes it look pretty. But it is that big chunk of salt
yes.
that's cleaning the air.
And it's really good to put it in the room where you would have like your modem for your internet, for your TV, like where the hub of the system that brings all this electromagnetic frequencies in your home. It would be the best room to put it in. I mean, if you only had one, but a lot of people have multiple ones. They'll have one in their bathroom. They'll have, but I don't suggest the bathroom because
The moisture in the
yeah,
air.
it makes them bleed.
Because remember, it is salt.
Yes.
And for that reason, that's another thing you should be aware of is if you have pets, you want to watch them.
Yes.
Because not all pets will do it. I know mine don't, but some, once they taste that salt, if they lick it, they might be attracted to it and they'll continue licking it, and that's very
not a good
toxic for
idea.
them,
So
all
yeah.
that salt. So if you have pets, be aware.
And if you need to, if you have pets and you are concerned about this, find an elevated place where it would be out of reach for your furry loved ones. Because we don't want to harm anyone, right? No, and especially not our fur babies, because we are fur baby lovers.
Oh, yes.
And so now we're going to touch base on the boundaries. Boundaries is like your best friend. That's all I can say.
And unfortunately, most people do not have enough boundaries.
Yes.
They go through their life just thinking, well, this is just normal stuff. Everybody goes through it, but you don't have to.
No.
And you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
No.
You need to, put your foot down in some cases and, keep your energy safe from others. Let them have their energy. Separate yourself from that. And it can be difficult, but there are methods that you can use for that as well.
Yes, boundaries is like even our beloved loved ones in our family, they go to work, they go to school, they have their own lives, they come home and they bring that stuff, that energy of that environment that they were in throughout their entire day. Now, imagine this. It's like the clash of the titans. You have all your loved ones coming home. They bring in all the stuff that they picked up. You bring in the stuff that you picked up. Now try to figure out which energy is whose. Because right now it's like a soup.
Yes. And everyone's at each other's throats.
Yes.
Everyone's trying to figure out, why are we all in such a bad mood?
And you get irritated with one another, and you don't even know why. You have no clue why you're irritated. You can get upset. You can get triggered with just
the look.
Yeah, just
I've seen the look sometimes. Get away from me.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to say something, but I'm just going to.
Oh, come on. You've got to spill.
Okay. Sometimes you have to look at them and say, I love you, but you know what? That's not mine.
Go away.
Thank you, but I do not consent. Because as soon as you verbally speak it, you can think it, but when you literally speak it, you add a layer of strength to it.
Yes.
You are telling the universe that you are not accepting these energies because they're not yours. They're not your soul signature. They are not yours.
And that's just it, right? Thinking something and speaking something, they're two different frequencies.
Yes.
And when you are piling them on, like that, it becomes a more powerful frequency.
Yes.
So yes, you can just think it, but it's when you speak it. And that's why we do, mantras and chanting
Yes.
and things like that, because actually using your voice makes a big difference.
And we can even add to this. Let's say you have to go to work, you have to go to school, or wherever that you need to go throughout your day, and you get into an environment that is almost volatile because, like, the energy is really, really, really
Yeah, a lot of us work in places that just, the people are just miserable. The politics are awful, and they just dread
Yes.
going to work every day.
So now, what you can do for yourself is say, you know what? Bathroom break. Go to the bathroom. Sit on the throne. I love saying that. You can sit
Straighten
on
your crown.
Check your crown. Polish your staff. But jokes aside, you can go in there and in 30 seconds say, I do not consent to any of this. This is not mine.
I hope someone's not sitting in the next stall because it's going to sound weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you might want to wait until that person leaves, or you know what? Just go with it. Just go with it. Yeah.
Their opinion doesn't matter.
It's not yours.
Nope, it's not yours.
And your soul frequency is yours and yours only. You could have 10 different people in the same home. You're all relatives because you're all coming from the same family, but you each have your own vibrational frequency, your own soul song.
Oh, yeah. And they can clash.
Oh, absolutely. Because you have different, people don't all believe the same things.
Mm-hmm.
So you have different beliefs, different, everything that we choose to allow in our lives or not allow in our lives. The person sitting beside you may have a totally different allowance and say, well, I don't mind that, but I may mind that. So there's that clash.
Yes.
And it's not vindictive, but it is a different frequency because everything is energy. And once you realize that everything is energy,
you can manipulate it.
Yes, you can use it for your greater good instead of letting that energy work you.
Yeah, take over you. Yes.
Oh, because that's not pleasant.
No.
That is not a pleasant thing at all. And once you start doing these little things, baby steps, and then you do it for a week, you do it for 2 weeks, and then you go, oh my God, I can't walk out the door. I got to do my shielding. I got to do my own protection because that's self-love. And if you cannot give yourself self-love, you cannot truly love anyone else. Because, like I said before, the analogy, if you're on a plane and the plane is about to crash, you need to put on your mask first before you start thinking about helping anybody else because you are useless. You've got no oxygen. So this is an energetic, we'll call it your personal soul song oxygen. It is your mask of life.
And one thing that you need to be aware of is how you react to other people's energies, how you react to their moods and things like that, because it's very easy. Let's say you work a retail job and someone comes in and they're just so unhappy, they're grumpy, they're yelling at you, they're telling you you're doing everything wrong, and of course your natural reaction would be either to get angry, to get offended, to be hurt, all these negative things. But it's very, very vital, that's not the right word. Anyway, it's important to make yourself remember that we're all on our individual paths.
Yes.
And they are following their path right now. And they're not coming to you in this mood because they're just bad people. It's because something has happened or is happening in their lives that they can't handle. So you have to make sure you are not taking it personally.
As difficult as this may sound, it can be done because we are all mirror image of each other. We are all a spark of the almighty creation of source. And the source is so grand that it wants to experience itself in each of us.
Yes.
So,
And these are not other people, these are us.
yes.
We are all one.
Yes.
They are different aspects of us.
So when you give yourself self-love, you can radiate self-love onto these other people that you may perceive as like, oh my God, this person is like, you know,
Well,
ooh.
it's the whole, kill them with kindness. kind of.
Yes.
And a lot of people look at that and say, well, no, if someone, does something to me, I'm going to retaliate. And that is not the way around it. And I've had, people I've dealt with and, very aggressive people. And I've managed to calm them down.
Yes.
We went into McDonald's one day, my husband and I, and there was a woman there, and she'd obviously been drinking, she was, asking the staff, where's my burger? Where's my burger? And they're saying, did you order one? We don't see, where's your ticket? And she picks one up off the floor. She goes, here's my ticket. Now, they take this ticket and they look at her, and I was watching them. Now, they could have, just explained, well, I'm sorry, this is not your ticket. But no, what they were doing is they had the attitude like, this isn't your ticket. Like being very snarky, And, this woman, she was just hungry. She's looking for, something to eat. And they were just being very snarky with her. And of course, you know what she did? Slapped one girl right across the face. Yeah. So of course that worker runs to the back to get the manager and whatnot. In the meantime, I'm there and I've got this poor drunk woman and I'm calming her down, and then the manager comes out and the manager's all yelling at this woman and just not dealing with it in a way a manager should deal with it. Like she was a little aggressive herself. And she's on the phone calling the police. So this drunk woman tries to grab the phone from her. So she smacks her on the head with the phone. And oh my God, this poor woman, she got such a goose egg. It was huge, huge. And so I managed to get her further away from the counter, and I'm just talking to her, just calming her down. And the poor thing, all she said was, I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
The thing is that until you've walked into someone else's shoes, you do not have any clue what that person has had to live throughout that day or that week or that lifetime. If we were all mirror image of each other and we can look at them in a more compassionate way, you can still say, I do not consent. This is not mine. Back to sender with love, compassion, and everything. But at the same time, if you can actually speak to these people that may be having a very, very bad day for whatever reason that is, sometimes they just want to be heard.
Yeah.
They just want to be seen.
Yes.
They just want to feel like they belong. I have a situation during COVID, getting on the transit bus, and people are very insecure. They're worried about their health and whatever worries. You can tell, like, people are having this anxiety overload, and we pick up this gentleman, and this gentleman is clearly having a very, very that day. And maybe with a little touch of mental distortion, if you want to call it that. And all of a sudden, he starts to give grief and anger to everyone. So let me just prove to you, unconditional love is like the miracle, the miracle cure to all of this, because I was literally guided to just send him love, send him love. And I sat there, and he was sitting maybe 4 feet away from me. And all of a sudden, people are like starting to clash at him and saying, you know, like, you need to shut up. You need to get off the bus. We don't want you on the bus. And all of a sudden, I was telling him telepathically, I see you. I see the you inside that carcass, inside that avatar, that temple vessel that you are walking around. And you are loved. You may not be understood by everyone, but I understand you. I comprehend you. I love you, and I see you. And all of a sudden, the whole bus, it was like sending a love bomb. The whole bus just stopped screaming at each other, and he just started smiling and talking to the driver through the mirror. The driver was looking at him through his mirror, and he was smiling, and he was saying, "Oh, it's okay." And I'm like, that was a key moment for me to see how you can shift the energy of someone without even touching this person, just by sending a mental state.
Oh yes, because that energy that you have, that you're putting out, it doesn't just stop here.
No.
You can extend that across the world into the universe.
Yes.
You can extend that, and you should.
Yes.
And that's something that comes with practice as well. But yes, you can make that loving, kind energy hit anybody from anywhere.
He was cursing like literally everyone on the bus. And then once I decided to take this in my own hand and say, you know what? I see you, I love you, and I comprehend that you are having a very, very crappy day. And someone had stolen his stuff, and it was just like he was blaming everyone, but he, without realizing that he was putting all this projection onto everybody that was in the bus. So everyone felt targeted because of that frequency. But once I stabilized the energy in the bus, he started smiling, and I looked at him and I said, "You have a pretty smile. Have a great day." And when he walked out, he touched me, he goes, "Thank you." He understood. He may not have gotten what happened, but he understood on some level. And he said, "I'm going to have a good day." And I said, "Yes, you will." He walked out, and he was just happy. He said thank you to the bus driver. The bus driver didn't know what happened. Like, he walked in ready to go to war. He walked out like he was just a whole new person.
And that just proves that love is the most powerful force in the universe.
It is.
It can overcome everything.
There's love and there's fear. When you have fear, you project fear, hatred. It's all the low energies. And these energies, if you do not have your shields up, your protection strong, and your boundaries up, they seep in. Just like if you take you unzip your jacket, then the cold air gets in, right? Well, this just have a mindset that this is exactly the same way. Mm-hmm. You're opening up, unzipping your field, you're letting all these things seep in, just like battle wounds, right? You know, like you have battle wounds and you go, oh my God, like this is, and then you start having aches, pains, migraines, mm-hmm. and you think that they are yours, but they're not. They're just frequency gone rogue.
Exactly. That's
Complete
exactly it.
rogue.
And a lot of the illnesses that we deal with are just that. It's
Yes.
Wrong energy. And that's all it is. And once you can clear that out, you can heal everything.
Absolutely.
Because we're meant to heal. We're meant to you can actually change your own DNA.
You can upgrade your DNA with the power of the love frequency. And like the song says, with the power of love, like back in the 80s, I mean, people are more our age would probably...
Sing it, Diane.
Oh, I don't think so. I'm not going to go that far. But I will verbally say it. With the power of love, you can free yourself. You can break it all. It's almost like it can crack a very, very harsh heart. And when people do not feel well, their hearts get hardened. And then they live their lives and they think that everything is against them. Everyone is against them. And they want to blame everybody for everything that goes wrong in their life. But you are the co-creator of your own existence. So by living your life in a miserable frequency, this is what you manifest for yourself.
Right. Your life is going to continue to be miserable.
Absolutely.
And it's, I'm not going to say it's easy to try and take a miserable life and turn it into something beautiful. It takes dedication, and because the issue is that you're already believing that my life is miserable. Life is just miserable. I hate it. And that's it, because that's what you've always thought. The problem is that until your brain believes things, your heart can't believe it. You need to have that mind-heart cohesion. So, and what I tell people to do, especially when it comes to the self-love, and everybody's like, oh, I can't, you can't love until you love yourself first. You have to love yourself. And I tell people, it's like, do your self-love every day. Tell yourself every day, I love me.
Yes.
I love me. And they all say the same thing. Well, that's just stupid. I don't even feel it. Why should I keep saying it? It's like, of course you don't feel it, because you spent your whole life believing that you don't.
Mm.
And the trick here is to say it enough times that you start brainwashing yourself. Because once your brain believes it, your heart's going to kick in. And that's when you're going to feel that true
It's like a brain rewiring.
Yes.
Yeah. And I say to everyone that I work with, because that was a very pivotal moment for me. My spirit guides were telling me, give yourself a hug, Diane.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, that kind of looks ridiculous, right? Like, is anybody watching?
And you know what? Who cares?
Who cares? That is, see, again, the boundaries. You have to set your own boundaries as well as boundaries of others, because
we worry way too much about what other people think of us.
Yeah, we need to look out for number one, because if you don't look out for number one, which is yourself, then you can't
help others.
You can't really help others and really truly love others the way that you're capable of. So
and we're all capable.
Yes, and give yourself a hug is like you just squeezing and say, you know what? You're awesome, Diane. I'm giving myself a hug. Give yourself a hug too, girl.
Myself.
See, you hug yourself and you love yourself, and you already feel the vibration in your body elevate, because you've just told the cells in your body, you've just told the flesh, the blood, the bones, your mind, your heart coherent. Now it's like, whoa, you're awakening this.
Everything is just snapping into place.
Yes.
And I can't snap, but it's snapping into place.
Both jokes aside, but that's exactly what we need to do. And imagine if, okay, let's say we have almost 8 billion people on Earth. If everyone, every morning before they walk out the door, no matter where they're going, no matter what they're doing, they just gave themselves a hug. Can you imagine how quickly you could change the world, literally overnight.
Because then you pass people on the street,
Yes.
you're glowing, you're happy, you're smiling, you're giving off that energy. You walk past them and they're feeling kind of low, and all of a sudden they pick something up from you. It's like,
Yes.
hey, they smiled at me. Okay, now I'm smiling. And the next person they see, smiles all around.
It's sketchy. It's like
It's contagious.
Yes, it's contagious. I don't know if you remember, Colleen, in Ottawa, there was this situation where people started going into like Tim Hortons or to a restaurant, and they would buy coffee and they would give like an extra 10 or an extra 20, and they'd say, pay it forward. So the next maybe 6-7 people coming behind this person, their coffee was purchased. It's such a small act. It could be just buying one extra coffee.
Yeah.
You don't even have to do the smiling now. Now you're putting that smile in action.
Yes. Yeah.
But if you're just going to take the smiling aspect of it, you walk on the street and you just walk with this big smile. People look at you and they say, why are you so happy?
What are you up to?
And then I've had people ask me that, like, why do you look so happy? Because I'm radiating what's in my heart.
I'm happy, yes.
I radiate what's in my heart. And this is what is in my heart. It's pure joy, pure bliss, pure love. And once you radiate that, you get that back.
And that's something that we really want everyone to feel, because
Yes.
it's really quite magical. Once you experience that, it's like there's no other place you want to be. You just
No.
want to be right there, feeling that love and sending it out to the world.
Because love has the power to heal absolutely everything, like everything. And once you tap into that frequency, like for me, when I was doing my own Reiki healing on myself, before I could actually do healing on other people, I was my own guinea pig, like literally, right?
Yes.
And
Well, you had to heal yourself before you
Yes,
could heal others.
and that's the given rule. Like
Yes.
you need to do that first. And having a walker at 34 years, 17 medications, I mean, failing organs, failing kidneys. I was 2 weeks away from dialysis. I was not self-love.
Look at you now.
Look at me
I
now.
The results don't lie, do they?
Yes.
So,
I am your poster child for absolute unconditional love. And I am so gracious and so happy to be here, to be able to share this with you, with Colleen, because she has her own story of, it's the same story, but it has these little tweaks and crevices that are unique.
same plot.
Yeah, same plot, different actors. but jokes aside, once you start to comprehend that love is the cure to everything that is wrong in our world, it's like pure magic. And you can't, it's not going to happen all overnight, because we've been going through these things our entire life. I'm almost 60, so I mean, okay, like,
and that's the unfortunate thing, because a lot of people, they give up. They try.
Yes.
Oh, I love me. They do it for a week, maybe 2 weeks. It's like, this is not working. This is stupid. This is not.
Yeah.
You cannot give up on yourself.
If you give up on yourself, you literally have given up on the world, because we are all having our singularity experiences, but we are all the spark of creation, of source, of God. And we are all having these singularity experiences that makes us unique. And like my mom would always say, some people are not as friendly, some people are friendly. And she always told me, because I as a child, I would say, like, those people look really mean, Mommy, like, why are they so mean? And my mom would say, well, Diane, listen, if we were all the same, it would make a world pretty boring because we would all be the same. But if we can all be on a singular level of experience, we are having our unique life experiences. But if we all love each other, imagine the frequency that we could co-create and eliminate everything that has gone wrong in our world.
Where's world peace?
Yeah.
It's looking for love.
Health, wealth, peace, joy, abundance, prosperity, sovereignty. I mean, you could go on and on and on. That's what love does. And it's the most powerful shielding that you can have for yourself.
Oh yes, and that's what I use when I have to do exorcisms.
Yeah.
And that's what I shield myself with, is that love. And I can feel when something is nearby or something is intending harm. And I just speak. I say, I am love, I am light, only good can touch me. And I'm always safe, I'm never afraid, because I know that I have that love and that's what's protecting me.
You've just touched based on something really important as well. If you are in fear, the worst energy that
you're vulnerable.
It's like you're destroying your field of protection, your shielding, your armor of God, if you will, our armor of source, of creator. You're like it's like you're creating all of these like bleedings, these seeps, like it can just seep in. Okay, this is a vulnerable area. We can get through there, and once that energy seeps in, then you start believing that this is your energy, but it isn't.
Yes.
It's not yours. It was never yours to begin with.
That's right.
So shielding, protection, boundaries. I can't emphasize how important this is. And if you can magnetize that with a big, huge love bomb all around you, you can walk out the door, have your amazing day, come home and go, oh wow, hey honey, what's for dinner? And then have a beautiful conversation with your loved ones, and everybody is like, pleased to see each other, not like, oh, I don't want to see you right now. Like, I'm having a bad. Yeah. And go hide in your room and get on your computer. It's instead of having the face-to-face, one-on-one, and be inquiring, inquisitive of everybody's like day, and say, what did you do today that was so amazing? Mm-hmm. And once you start engaging, that's you promoting love, showing that you have love and interest in each one that has something to bring to the table. We're not just bringing the meal, we're bringing each other's frequencies, energies of the entire day. But if everyone is protected and shielded, and you're not all vulnerable to all these regressive energies.
Yes. And that shielding doesn't mean you're going to be able to block off any positive energies coming your way.
No, absolutely
The shield
not.
doesn't work that way. It repels the negative.
Yes.
It allows that good energy to come through.
And that's where the mirror shielding comes into place. Because
my egg is chrome on the outside.
See?
Yeah.
You pick and choose what works for you. We are giving you tools and templates that works for us. You can tweak it whatever way that fits for you, each one of you viewers. And you know what? I absolutely love each one of you. You are my brothers, you are my sisters, and the universe loves you. And
we're not giving up on you, so don't give up on us.
Yes, actually, follow us, like, share, subscribe, leave us a comment, because the algorithm, they really pick up on, and it gives us the opportunity to be seen by more people.
Plus, we want to hear your questions.
Absolutely. Leave us a comment, leave us a question so we can start interacting with you on a regular basis because we really want to hear from you.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely. So, is there anything else that we want to focus on today?
I think that pretty much covers it for today.
Yeah.
Of course, we'll be back next week with another wonderful show. So I hope you'll join us.
Next week, I think we are going to be touching on grounding your energy.
So today we touched on step 1
Yes.
of your healing journey. Next week, step 2, grounding.
Absolutely. Well, have an amazing week. Until next week, we will see you on the flip side.
Take care now.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.